Alright. We've had a hero here in the top left side of the map, Clem in the bottom right side of the map, and of course, it is going to be a interesting matchup between these two. Clem down here is going to be starting on the US West server, so it's going to be Hero who won the coin flip for this one. Gets his server first, but Clem, of course, has beaten him the last 4 times in a row they've played. And he's just looked solid doing it. He's been pulling into his shell a little bit more, very un-Clem style from the classic Clem. I think Clem's realized in this patch, Protoss want to attack more than ever. No one's hugging shield batteries anymore because that battery overcharge doesn't exist. They want to attack. And Clem has adapted his style. And he's found that when they're in your face being overly aggressive, just pull back, be very safe. He's so good with his 4-gate blink wall off. He double bunkers his natural verse heavy blink openings, and he just makes it hard for his opponents to crack in and break through his defenses, and willing to go 3 command centers, 4 command centers, 8 command centers even in the late game, and play out those stages. And I think one of the big problems Hero has had is a little bit of a mode he goes into when he's trying to kill Clem, where he grabs his whole army in a ball and kind of runs it into the meat grinder. I think because Hero sometimes gets a bit too predictable in what he's doing, Clem's become very good at reading him. So what I'm looking for in this series is after Hero gets Clem to be very defensive like that, I want to see Hero pivot really hard, change styles in this matchup. What do I mean? I mean, okay, cool. You've shown a mass zealot sort of swarming style, which, you know, you're doing. Even when he's playing Colossus, he's swarming with zealots. You see Clem build a fast 3rd command center, or build an early 4th command center, 2nd engineering bay, armory, ghost academy, all of these signs that he's going to late game. And I want to see Hero go triple robo into heavy disruptor. I want to see him add Psystorm, go into blink DTs earlier and start blinking, you know, up this ledge into the main base. Maybe the mothership for the recall or something like that. By the way, I do love that he's doing the cow proxy. This is the cow proxy, guys. It is not the year of the cow. It's the year of the snake we've just entered. So this is a sneaky snake sort of build, isn't it? A Stargate there. Now, he's going to send a Zealot across, a Depth behind it to pressure the front, and the Proxy Oracle. Now, Clem does like to go for Command Center on the natural. He did this the last time they played, actually. Command Center on the natural, and then he went 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion. This time he's gone Reactor first, which actually means he's going to have 2 Reapers out just as the Zealot arrives, which is kind of ideal. This makes it quite easy to defend. He's building Hellions behind as well, so that also means he could double produce Marines early. If he goes Marines, it's going to help him with the Oracle. If he doesn't, and he just keeps building Reaper Hellion, he's not going to have anything that shoots up, and a bit of a slow response. That was a very slow response from Clem. It's like he didn't even notice till the Zealot started attacking. Gets an SCV down already, does Hero. And the Adept comes in from behind. But with a Hellion as well, oh, this could start to cause problems. Hero's going to lose all of these units, but does he care? As long as he distracts. The Zealot just killed a Reaper. Clem, whoa, uncharacteristic mistake for him. But look at that, guys. Nothing shoots up in this base. Nothing shoots up. This first Oracle is going to ransack. Now, to be fair, you need to focus defensively as Hero, and he's going to send those 2 Adepts back, which he needs to, because he's not going to have anything else at home. So if the Reaper Hellion does heaps of damage, that would be a huge problem. Gets rid of the starport building there, gets rid of another SCV, and you can see Clem realizes, okay, you're going to at least run out of energy pretty quickly, because you just spawned in with this Oracle. You haven't gathered a lot of energy, but look at that, canceling so many important buildings, or at least delaying them from building. 2 Adepts here. Will they get overwhelmed? And it looks like the answer is yes. Oh no, that's a problem. Probes go after the Reapers. The Reapers mostly. Hellion goes down. With the help of the probes, it looks like a defense will be complete. Oracle rallies backwards. And there's 3 SCVs on this side of the map. Does he really need the Oracle? I guess he does. Warp Gate's not ready. 5 workers have gone down. The Oracle comes back. There's 3 SCVs on this side of the map. What a bizarre situation this is. Both sides are in a hot mess right now. Oracle will finally get rid of those Reapers. And it looks like he should have built a battery or something at home. As we said, the respect at home for it needed to be there, and it just wasn't. Now that there's a Cyclone out, that's a real bummer. Because if that Oracle was able to dive in and do damage in the base, it could have killed 8 more workers, tons more mining time. Clem would be completely handicapped. But because it had to come back to defend, it completely undoes Hero's entire opening, which should have been a very successful opening. And that's going to be a whole issue. Twitch chat says Hero's going to get chlamydia now. I don't know what was koala-esque about that, but we'll go with it. Okay, Twitch chat, no worries. Second Cyclone's on the way. Marines are being built. Revelation comes down. I do like the stasis trap out front. He could have dived the Cyclone, to be fair. If he dived the Cyclone with all 3 Oracles, that would have been pretty good. He's going to just fight the Marines. Don't like it. I don't like this choice, because he's gonna get like 2 Marines. Doesn't even get an SCV. Loses an Oracle. And I think at this point, you've waited too long. You've got to go back. Use the Oracles defensively, but look at that. Cyclone's cutting off the retreat, potentially. Oh, he's building a pylon outside the... What are you building a pylon outside his base for? Okay, hero, you're drunk. Go home. He's got 2 sentries. He was going to build a bloody gateway outside his opponent's base. I guess he wanted to do like a stalker sentry attack. Oh, the oracle's there. He's going to get himself 1 SC. Can you get one more? Oh, he doesn't quite get... There we go. He gets it. And the cyclone locks on, but he should break the vision unless there's a scan. There is not. Now, you've already shown you're being really aggressive, I think, as hero. Wait a second, Clem didn't build a bunker, guys. He saw a pylon, cancelled it, and now he thinks, yeah, that's fine, this is done. He's actually building a 4th cyclone. Clem is building an engineering bay, an extra barracks. He's constantly pumping cyclones. Hallucinated stalkers on the front. Dude, what a bizarre setup. This game is ridiculous. I think mass cyclones pull SCVs if needed. I don't think Clem can lose to this. I just feels like there's a bit too much, money coming in for him. Units lost stabs being too similar. And there's no real damage here, right? 4 Stalkers, 2 Sentries. The Oracles are really far behind. Stalkers are going to run in, but locks onto one of the... Oh, both correct Stalkers get locked onto. What in the hell? Oh, Oracles come forward, but this is super one-sided. Yeah. Hero. Damn, dude. I feel like every time Hero does a rush, catches Clem off guard with it lately, he kind of messes it up. And I don't mean to say that like, oh, what a dum-dum, he made a huge mistake, but I mean... He makes a small mistake here or there, and that's all Clem needs to just completely turn the game upside down with that Reaper Hellion counterattack. All right, guys, let's go. Game 2, Hero in the bottom left side of the map. It's a shame he didn't get a win. I feel like so many of Hero's series, like if Hero never has a clean series, does he, right? Because if he did, you always look at his strats and how certain things catch his opponents off guard, and you're like, damn, this could be a, 3-0 his way. This could be a 2-0 his way. It just like, it never happens clean. Even when the surprises work, something always goes wrong for Hero. And that's why I'm cheering for him so much lately, because I'm like, come on, man, stitch together the success. Because he has moments where he does it, but Clem is the guy that makes it incredibly hard. Whereas we know, Hero can take down a Serral potentially. He could definitely take down a Rainer, a Dark, Maru. Depends on the day. Feel like it kind of depends what version of Maru shows up a little bit sometimes, doesn't it? There are times where Hero wipes the floor with Maru, and times where Maru looks like an unstoppable, immovable object. We're going to Stalker out in an Adept. Going to be a Twilight Council opening. He's loving the double gas Reaper Hellion, isn't he? I think basically Clem's decided, look, you're crazy aggressive. If I pump Reaper Hellion early game, it keeps me safe against a lot of your BS. But this time, only 2 Reapers, no 3 Reaper this time. And he's going to go for the Starport and then the Tech Lab, which is, I think, a pretty decent way of playing. Stalker and the Depth should be able to block this as long as they're quick to move and intercept. The Stalker's well positioned. Yeah, he's already getting a lot of damage here. Decent grenade, though. But the Adept's right there. And nice cleanup. 2 probes for 2 Reapers. It's not great. But what if the Hellion can now sync up with that and get something done? Pull back only the weak one, Hero. Ooh, he's not even going to bother. Just let that one die. That's fine. He tried to pull them away, but he pulls back the healthy ones. Stalker gets a bit of damage. I think that's fine, though. 3 probes. Reapers are expensive units. Terrans, of course, delayed his expansion to do it. I think the real dream against this opening is if you open Nexus before core, you can actually get so far ahead. But Hero doesn't really do that much. And I don't think he did it this game. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure he didn't. Oh, hello. Widowmine hits the Phoenix. Luckily, that wasn't an Oracle. Or else that would have sucked. And you could argue it's actually fine as Protoss. It never feels good losing that many hit points on a Phoenix. But you know what? You get a kill. You can pull back here. Adept's at home, deflects the Hellion, but of course he keeps it alive. And Robo, hello! Stargate into Robo. It's going to be a 3rd and 4th gas. Old school Phoenix Colossus. Now, of course, we all know after taking those 2 gases, you need to build a pylon. Hero. He's looking for the Hellion, doesn't quite find it. Getting distracted, builds a 2nd gateway. Pylon, Hero. Hero. Come on, man. If you want to just make it easy, you go pylon before taking 4 gas always, but there we go. Okay, it does go down. It's going to be a supply block, but hopefully not as nasty. That pylon should finish about the time of the Robo, at least. If I sound chiding in my commentary, it's simply because I'm like, come on, don't make a dumb mistake, because it looks like Clem might lean into this pressure. Then again, is he going... Oh, he's really leaning into this pressure. He's putting the stopper on the reactor, not the tech lab. I thought he was going to go Cloaked Banshee for a second. I was like, why are you doing that? He is going to go reacted Viking push, guys. Oh my. Against this build, you want to overwhelm it on the ground. It's all about the Immortals and the ground units because your Phoenix are going to get hammered by those Vikings. He's going to get like 4-6 Vikings. He's going to go. Hey, Pop, thank you for the big sub, dude. I hope you're having a fantastic day, my brother from another mother. I miss you, mate. I hope to get a chance to see you again in the flesh sometime soon, my friend. Clem is leaning into a crazy push. I do like the variety, guys. As much as I make fun of Clem for being predictable, he's not. He mixes in a lot of big aggression. The only thing predictable about Clem is that he'll not see a cheese coming and still beat it because his micro is so good. The only predictable thing about Clem is that his success rate at stopping his opponent's strategies off the cuff is too high. It's unreasonable. That's the one anti-hype thing about watching Clem games is you'll get caught off by an all-in, you'll go, oh, this was a sick strategy, and then he just like micros his way out of it, and you're like, oh, can you not be so good? Just like give the other guy a chance, man. Phoenix sees it. Phoenix sees it. All right, it's all about chronoing ground units, my friend. Twilight starts immediately because you'd love to have charge against this, but he needs to get out in front right now. SCV takes the watchtower off him. Phoenix see the Vikings coming. He's only got 3 Vikings. Not going to build any more of those. Honestly, there's no reason to. This third Nexus on this path is going to get pushed. He's a bit slow getting out there, isn't he? Hero, you got to get in front of this base. You can't be so far back, mate. I mean, you got to give this base up. If you're not willing to fight out to the right, you're screwed. You have to pull back. You can't fight this. You can't fight into that, can you? Not with that many Vikings. The pickups on the tanks are nice, but the Colossus is already gone. And there's just no way you can take that fight. No. Oh, that is a deadly push. The heavy reacted Viking is such a scary push because it counters the Phoenix and it counters the Colossus. And it's such a clever adjustment Terran players have added in the last 6 months. I love seeing players mix this in because it's just this rare move. It's heavily committed. It's a massive gamble, right? No third command center for Clem. Oh, his stim's not even done at 7 minutes. But by golly, is it a powerful push of Viking tank. Oh, GG's. Not much you can do against that. Cyclone lock on, taking care of that Immortal. Oh, barely survives, but of course it's one shot from death. Pylon goes down, Robo gets depowered, and Hero has to tap out. Clem on a roll right now. Alright guys, Hero on the top right side of the map. He sent one of his very first probes across the map. Let's see what he can cause to happen. Clem's been really quick at pulling SCVs against this because the reason this build used to work so well is he almost always forced this SCV off the barracks because players wouldn't follow the probe enough. Now he did turn to fight a little early, hadn't finished regenning his shields. Oh, almost gets the SCV, but not quite. He's gonna have to pull back to regen. Notice he doesn't try to go over the depot because then the Terran can raise it at the last second, screw with your probe's pathing, and it'll take another hit. He's trying to bait Clem into running around with the SCV. I love it. Really good play here by Hero. Very annoying probe harassment. Nexus is going to go down after Cybercore, as per usual. I'm a big fan of going, you know, if you're going to do this build, the Nexus before core, especially on a big map like Amygdala. I mean, Clem usually doesn't send the Reaper straight across the map. He often scouts for proxies and things. I think after this probe harass, though, he will probably go pretty much directly across the map. Now, the probe's going to run away. And the Reaper, does he look for that probe? Best hiding spot on this map, by the way, is here. People very rarely use this hiding spot. I mean, it depends if they check there or not, right? Obviously, it depends on where your opponent checks. But I still think this is one of the people always check up there. They don't always check it. Clem does. Best Terran in the world does check it as the probe gets out. But yeah, he's going to go for Adepts. I mean, there's no point pressuring with Adepts on this map. It's so big. I really think you should just chill at home, deny scouting his Hero, and look for a bit more of an efficient defensive setup. But he's double chronoing Adept, so he's going to go across. Bizarre. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Now, this is, of course, just a, you know, expanded to the factory. Bunker comes up. He's got himself 2 Marines. Reactor goes down only after those 2 Marines. Standard Protoss does 600 APM probe harass, then dies to a few Vikings. You know what's crazy? Whenever I'm doing challenges, my highest win rate TVP build is Proxy Starport landed Viking harassment. And I'm always like, how does this keep working? Like, this should never work. But I literally will have a normal starport at home, and then I'll build another one like up here, and I'll just keep rallying Vikings in and landing them behind their mineral line. And it's crazy the number of like 5.5k IG and Protoss players who will take 20, 30 probe losses to that. I'm like, you'd think after the first landed Viking, they might leave something, but they're never expecting the second one because they don't know you've proxied it. And then the third one comes in, and that's when their brain breaks because they're so embarrassed that they're taking that much damage. Now that adept went down for nothing, but hopefully it sets up this adept for the finish. Oh, with the shade, he should be able to get it. As long as he micros it. Tried to do the fancy grenade. The aim is to bounce the adept in one direction, the Reaper in the other direction, so the adept can't attack. Problem, he only had 1 hit point in the Reaper, so the 5 damage from the grenade killed himself. Who knows? As far as we know, he may have perfectly placed that grenade to pull off the maneuver. But, yeah. Normally, people will click the shade on your Reaper, so the trick is to stand directly on top of the grenade, and just when it's about to go off, to shift just slightly away, so the adept shade's still behind on the other side of the grenade, and you've just barely moved to the opposite side, so you get bounced in opposite directions. It's the only way to survive in that scenario, but of course, much easier said than done. Second and third gateway and fourth gateway in Blink, so it's going to be 4-gate Blink Robo. Clem's famous anti-4-gate Blink wall is fantastic, but he doesn't have a second bunker this game. And the double mine drop already taking 3 Stalker shots. Oh, that's dead. That's pretty much dead, isn't it? Oh, this Stalker ran in the wrong direction, but very damaged. I mean, you can... That's the two Stalker shots to kill that medevac, so Clem kind of has to just go home and repair that now. It's going to allow you to move out and get some pressure on. Hellion could run in and potentially do something, but for now just blocking the third base. Adept gets caught on the front. Great catch there for Clem. Builds a second bunker. Great respect. This is what makes Clem so good against it. It's the second bunker. But he's only got 1 tank out, man. His second tank's kind of late. There might be a window here for Hero. There very well may be a window. How many Stalkers? We got 2 Stalkers at home. He's thinking about a third Nexus. He builds a pylon perfectly timed. He's going to go in here. Blinks forward. Crazy move. Loses a Stalker immediately. Gets himself a bunker. And he can just micro against these Marines. This is a hefty Marine count, though. 14 Marines. What was that blink? Oh, man. Hero. Hero blinks forward willy-nilly. Throws away another 2 Stalkers. That's already 3 Stalkers have gone down. Does save that one. Sets off the Widow Mine, though. Nice move. But with the tank still in position in the main. Blinking up there. It's a very expensive move. And I think you have to basically realize you're not going to get much more damage done here. So you want to look for value, but not like that. Oh, man, he goes forward, gets the tank. I guess getting the tank does open up the chance for future harassment. How many Stalkers he lost? 5. Observer pulls back the Observer, but he loses another Stalker. Oh, another 2 Stalkers almost go down. They barely survive, and actually a lot of SCVs being forced off multiple bunkers. I actually like that trading in terms of opening up new opportunities. Problem is, he warps in Zealots to go drop on the tank. Oh, the Widow Mine's there. No, you can't. No, you can't. You can't do this, Hero. Oh, the Observer gets actually, you know, takes the Widow Mine shot. He's going to go for, okay. Picking up Stalkers there, unloading Zealots because they can take the damage a little bit better. And he does pick up those Zealots to get out of the base, gets rid of Stim, and Hero's going to blink back. And this does at least cause some damage, but you got to realize it's full at a big units lost deficit. He's going to build a battery behind. Now, this is one of my big pet peeves with Hero, is he loves to build shield batteries in situations when there's no reason to build one. You just cancelled Stim. Terran can't push you for the next 3 minutes. You've bought yourself time. Shield battery is just worthless. It's way more important to build production, and this is a good lesson, I think, for all of the Protoss players out there, because I see a lot of mid-level guys on the ladder do this. They go, oh, there's going to be a big push in a few minutes. It's hard to stop. Quick, build a cannon or a battery. You want to build that 30 seconds or a minute before the push comes, not 2 or 3 minutes before. Right now, you need more production to really take advantage. And he is going to go Nexus and tons of probes here to try to take advantage. Obviously, he knows there's a fast third command center for Clem. I think he saw that earlier with his Observer. Yep, saw it start. And he knows Stim got denied. So he's going to swap into, okay, Colossus charge. Extended Thermal Lance does need to be remembered. And now that Gateway Explosion does come down. And it should still be ready. But you can see Stim Shields +1 Medevacs all coming. And this is the point where you really wish you were already warping in Zealots 6, 7, 8 at a time. Crazy greed for Hero, guys. I think he kind of got in Clem's face and he said, look, now you're going to be a bit more paranoid about me continuing my crazy attacks that I've been doing. Not only in this series, but the previous series as well. And he's like, I got you on your toes, and I'm going to take advantage. 70 workers already at 8 minutes, including a 4th base on 4 gas. It's great mining. Transferred more workers from his main in the next minute or two. Dark Shrine's a bit too much. He's already forgot extended thermal lance. He's got to make armor upgrades. You've only got so much gas. You've got to save for +2 attack. So Hero, he's making Warp Prism speed super unnecessary here. I really think his priorities are a little sloppy, but I'll try not to be too... I shouldn't be so critical here. I'm just like, come on, man, please win. Turn this series around. The fact that Clem's sitting in his side of the map for so long, I really think it gives a Protoss a chance to be greedy, but with him forgetting extended thermal lance and not having enough gas to start a 3rd Colossus, he's still only on 3 gases here. Oh, 4th gas did come up. Just starts mining now. Hero needs to get extended thermal lance, more Colossus, and keep on pumping. Chat says mine drops are really bad these days, I feel. There's a lot more scouting for Protoss. Mine drops are way less reliable. You're much better off going for a Marine mine drop, because then it's going to force a bit more of a response. You can actually fight 1 or 2 Stalkers with the Marines. Zealot counterattack comes in. Dealt with. Doesn't get much damage. Trying to take a 5th base in the bottom right, I think, is probably a mistake for Hero. I think on 4 base he can keep playing, but because Clem's played so turtly, he feels like, you know what, I better try and secure this. Of course, I don't think there's any way he can get that up. Hasn't broken these rocks either. This is going to be kind of nasty because it's a one-directional angle where Clem's army will do very well. Widowmine's doing nicely, but the Zealots did at least spread a bit. Anti-armor missile goes down. Oh, he's going for it. Clem, the mad dog. Dude, crazy chase for Clem there, but it does allow him to move his tanks forward. Hero being so greedy in this game. The lack of extended thermal lance is really hurting him, but +1 armor's kicking in. Dark Templar warping in. Zealots warping in. He's got Immortals coming out as well. He can break this position. Hero will keep his 5th base up and actually be in a nice position. Clem wants to get rid of the 5th. Oh, here we go. Tanks are in the open. He's got to pull back to defend. There we go. Tanks are both going to go down. Widowmines get some good shots off. But those Colossus, I think, can clean this up now. Can they? Oh my gosh, the Colossus are very far exposed. Pull to the right with the Colossus. The Colossus need to pull right. They're very low, but oh my gosh, he's going to swarm this army. Clem overcommitted. Hero manages to pull together a defense off of extreme aggression into extreme greed. And that is what we like to see from Hero. Scare the opponent, put him on the back foot, be greedy behind it. And extended thermal lance has been remembered, which is nice. He's on 2-1 upgrades. If Hero can find the room to start 3-2, he will, develop a massive upgrade advantage. 5th base down the bottom, adds a gas there. Going to take him to 5 gases as an observer checks to the left and says, hey, you don't have a 4th base, and I am happy about that. 3-2 upgrade starts. Stalkers blink to the north randomly there. Not sure why, but they do. Raven moves in for a bit of harassment. That Raven hasn't killed a single unit this game. New Warp Prism is building. Blink Dark Templar upgrades on the way. Remember, it's 11 gateways. Right now, though, Hero's army is a bit vulnerable here. No Guardian Shield. And there is a good Viking count, or 5 Vikings, which the red hit point Colossus especially looks vulnerable. Stalkers try to get a kill, not able to do it. Stim wearing off. Clem's going to try and establish his base. I honestly think if you just warp in 1 or 2 more rounds of units, you can go. I don't think he can hold. Clem's units are a bit too low in numbers, bit too light there. Spreading his Marauders up front, Vikings and Marines in the back. Sensor Tower goes down, more Viking production on the way. Extra Colossus building. We've got an extra gateway coming in as well. Hero kind of just throwing down a few extra structures here, there, and everywhere. But missile turret on the bottom, so I don't think this Prism's going to find the mark. Got speed. He could try to run the gauntlet, but a Viking could easily intercept him. Oh, yeah, that's not going to do well. 600 minerals down the drain. Prism goes down. Good cleanup. Hero is taking a bit too long. Clem's maxed out. Hero has 85 workers, but what's he doing with it? Where's the second robo? He's just going good upgrades, and he's trying to bait extra stims out of Clem. He's going to turn and fight. Good angle for Hero. Clem, did he chase too far? Vikings take out the Colossus, though. EMPs across the front line. Bio standing and fighting. Vikings landing. And Clem says, you know what? I have 2-1. Equal upgrades at this moment. And he stands his ground and fights. Dark Templar gets scanned and taken down. And Hero there just before his +2 armor finishes. Fights at the wrong time. An army that wasn't really getting better. If you're going to stay on this heavy Zealot Stalker army, you need to keep fighting non-stop. And that's where Hero messed up. He needed to start doing those big Zealot swings on the left. while poking this right side base with Colossus. He does get a good little fight there, but I really feel like he's got to take these rocks down or just massive Zealot Warp in the left and start hitting that side. Of course, Clem has Sensor Tower. He's got Widow Mines and a bunker, plus his rally point there. Hard to say. Maybe running through here and actually running into the third base would actually be a better angle. Or likewise a prism down that far left flank into the back door. But that prism getting cleaned up limits Hero's options to open up new angles. He's going to go for a Zealot DT attack on the left side. I do like that choice. But with only 2 Colossus out, he's going to need a bit more splash damage in his main army as well. Plus 3 armor as well as plasma shields coming in for him. Right now, 3-2 against 2-2. Single upgrade advantage for Hero. The Widow Mines will go down. I do think those Dark Templar should run. And he will blink back and run away. At least he forces a scan, an EMP, a bit of micro. Colossus shaving off. Whoa! Looks like he landed a few big volleys with those +3 Colossus. Do they one-shot Marines? Guys, is there actually a point where Colossus one-shot Marines? Surely not. It must be 2-shot, right? I think it must be 2-shot. With 2 Colossus shooting together, though. Works out. Stalker, Zealot, Colossus. Oh, no. What the hell? This is a crazy attack. No way. I can't believe that worked. Hero snipes a planetary from right underneath Clem's nose. Deadly maneuver. My God, that was crazy. That was ballsy, that was. And it paid off. Liberator gets F2'd back by the looks of it. He's still running forward with his Stalkers, trying to bait Stims out. Clem does have a new base on the left, but that's just going to replace the existing 4th base that just got sniped. Still only single robo and just continuing to fight. Hero, he has a knack for taking these awkwardly bad engagements followed by amazing skirmishes and making the Terran overstim over and over again. Now that Observer's a bit close to that sensor tower, not a turret. The turret's a bit further back, so it's all fine. Bunker goes down. Colossus looking for those thick beams. Still feels a bit of a small army. Mass Zealot DT in the left going to swarm the planetary. I don't think they're going to kill it. Oh, this might be a big overcommitment for Hero, guys, unless he gets it. Oh my lord, he actually managed to kill it. This still might be too expensive. Hero just took out the 4th. An Immortal just waddled in from the south side. What? That is bizarre. Gets 13 SCVs, but Hero, it's survival mode now. I don't know if Hero realizes that this is survival mode now. He's building a cannon and a battery up north. It's like, dude, I get you're still attacking. That's good. And that's very good because you do not want Clem to force his army to fight yours right now. No, Hero. Oh my God, straight Colossus in the south. Like I said, Hero should be pulling back into survival mode. He should give up his bottom right base. He should not be fighting out here. Tries to do a big Zealot warp in, but most of it gets cancelled. He's going to lose his Colossus in the open. Hero, you just traded your entire army for economy. This is a fundamental law of StarCraft. Let me explain, guys. If you trade your entire army to destroy your opponent's economy, you need to pull back and then rebuild your army before you fight. You need to give yourself time. Hero should not be fighting right now. He continues to fight in the open like a madman. Clem is effectively all in. He's got so few bases and command centers. But Hero is giving him the fights that he needs, and especially the Colossus. That's the problem. The 5 Colossus that have died this game. If he had 3 Colossus still alive, he could shave this army down. There's only 5 Vikings. They were all on the left side of the map. But losing those Colossus makes it so hard. Hero's building 6 probes at a time! Hero, are you drunk, mate? Oh my lord, I'm sorry to be so critical in today's cast, guys. I'm just cheering for him so hard, and he should not be at 98 probes. He's lost track of his economy. He's not been transferring probes. It's 17 minutes into this game. He never transferred off his natural or his third base, which are both half mined out. He just transferred off his third. Zealots are going to come in. Hero, he's letting the chaos get to him. He's got to calm down. He's got a Guardian Shield. He's got 2 Colossus. If he can hold this army, he can win this game. But he's down 50 army supply right now. He just doesn't have enough Zealots in here. One more big round of Zealots would be good. He's only got 700 minerals. The Colossus do some really good damage on the Marines and the Ghosts there. More Zealots coming in. This is a very good fight for Hero if he can break and kill the Medivacs. If he kills the Medivacs, it's game over. Because those Medivacs are a large amount of Clem's investment right now. He only has 11 of them. 8 of them are here with this army. I would have loved to see the Stalkers chase this, personally. He's going to get a Medivac. He's going to keep fighting. Going to keep fighting. Hero's blocking his own Zealots, though. He's blocking his own Zealots. He's got to move. He's got to get out. He's got to get out. Hero's overcommitted here, I think. I do think Hero's overcommitted. Clem, tail end of this fight goes pretty well for him. 1 or 2 Ghosts go down, but he does get a pretty good fight. 7,000 resources in favor for him. Where's the new Colossus? It's just now started. Remember, it's single robo this whole time. Still on a few bases mining. This base up here is everything for Clem. Clem's whole army scrambles to try to defend. Getting rid of the turret would be nice to open up future Dark Templar aggression. But look at that. Pulls back a Reddit Point Marauder. Barely saves it. 4 SCVs in mining time. It's a good pickup here for Hero. Doesn't quite get the turret there as Clem repairs it at the very end. Income, 3,400 minerals a minute coming in for Hero. And that's amazing because he can outproduce Clem's army in like 2 cycles. But Clem's micro is Clem's micro. He's going to recall back here. The cannons are actually helping a fair bit. I really like the cannon DPS added in. The Colossus joining in the fray is going to help out. You could energy recharge that battery as well to heal the Colossus if it becomes an issue. Oh, the Colossus is a bit far forward there. He's trying to click on the Marines, which has actually been a good part of his play, but it does go down. No energy recharge on that battery until a bit too late. Just goes down there. Snipes landing on the Zealots. Don't see that every day, but I think Hero's just barely held on. My golly. This is the thing where there are players who are so methodical, the Showtimes of this world. After doing that giant army trade versus economy, they would immediately follow the golden rule of pull back, defend, don't take a bad fight. Hero does not follow the rules. It what makes him so dynamic, so aggressive, and so unpredictable. It means he makes very, very simple mistakes sometimes, but he makes game-winning plays that no one else even understands is there. Hats off to Hero there. Keeps himself alive in the series. Alright, guys. Hero on the top right side keeps himself alive in that map. And Hero's big macro is sloppy, but it doesn't matter because at his core, if you are as crazy aggressive as him and you have the ability to just pivot into 90 workers, it's so good. It's just so good. Remember what I said is Clem keeps turtling up because Hero keeps just throwing the kitchen sink at him and trying to all in him repeatedly. And Clem is being pushed into a slightly more defensive mode. And I think if you can force the Terran to be just a bit more cautious in their play, you have to pivot and take advantage of it as the Protoss player. And that's what Hero did in that last game. Now we're on a Hellscape right now. Another double gas build for Clem. I do not know this map, guys. It looks pretty standard layout though. Like you've got these winding paths through the middle. High ground, low ground dynamics. Doesn't look like there's any gold bases. Oh. Look at that, guys. 5 blue, 3 gold mineral patches up in these corners. Very exposed bases. And it looks like there's a little mineral wall you can mine out between them as well. But other than that, I don't think there's any purple gas or anything. Main base. Decently open to drops, but nothing too crazy. And I guess the question will be, does Hero expand in a straight line south towards the gold? Or does he go north and go up towards these bases? I love that we've got, a tournament scene done by organizers who are, just community members. Because of that, we're getting way more interesting maps in all of the tournaments at the moment. And honestly, I think what I'd like to see, and I might talk to some of these other organizers about it, is if we basically just change to our own completely new rotation of maps. And just go, hey, let's play. I guess the problem is it's different to ladder. You want to have some overlap with ladder so the practice is the same. But maybe we just rotate like 4 or 5 extra maps in there that we keep similar between all of our tournaments, just so the players get a bit more refined on them and we get to see the metas evolve. Because I do like seeing players evolve strategies on these maps. Now check this out, Sentry first. This is amazing. So many people never play Sentry first. And I think it's just, if you mix this in, you get so much vision. Raven plus Interference Matrix coming out for Clem. I think that's a fake. I don't think he's going to let that upgrade finish. I think he just wants to go for... He wanted to go Banshee, guys. Because it's been scouted, he's like, well, fake the upgrade. That's the cheapest upgrade I can get. Make a Raven, because that's a generically useful unit. And we'll go from there. Now, Robo's already come down, guys, but that's Robo before Blink. Now, you can do that for 4-gate Blink normally. But this does feel like he forgot to start Blink. Yeah. 3 minutes 40, it finally starts. Hey, Pig, your favorite person is here? Oh, it's Drew P. Balls. Yes. Hello, mate. Good to see you. I managed to say your name without saying it. Get wrecked. Get wrecked, guy in the chat. Derek's hanging out. Appreciate it. Raven going north. 2nd and 3rd barracks on the way. And it really feels like you've had good scouting as Hero. You've kind of gone, oh, okay. You're just chilling. You are lifting the starport off. You're not actually going cloak, Okay, 2nd and 3rd barracks. So it's going to be a 2-base Blink gets cancelled Colossus charge build. Is it? Oh, he's going to go Storm. Oh, he is going to do the Storm build. It's just normally you go Robo first, then you go for, the Twilight after. But he did it in a different order this time. Fair enough, fair enough. It's going to be its 2-base Storm build. Templar Archives is a bit late, though. Normally, he'd have that started by now. There we go. I think this is a great build order, the 2-base Storm build with Observers for extra vision. Raven's going to be annoying in the back here of Hellscape. Battery in each base will defend against any future road losses. Third Nexus comes up. I think Clem realizes what's happening, right? I mean, you've seen no Stalkers. You've got a pretty good idea of what you're facing if you've played him this many times. Extra gateways coming in pretty early as well. Good scout. Bio gathering its forces, stim shields +1. Storm is on the way. I want to go to this from Clem's point of view because as a Terran, you're naturally a little bit more closed off. He sees the quick 4 gas. Third command center goes down. He's turtling it up. Clem's like, yep, he's playing very carefully right now. So you see the Terran vision is naturally very low in this matchup. If you play like this, you're kind of just you have one unit out there a lot of the times. You're trying to poke it in to get key information, and Hero is not watching, doesn't get the feedback. So Clem's like, quick, dump the energy, focus fire before, because he knows he's going to get feedback. So he's like, all right, we'll just leave it there. Maybe it'll come in later when Hero's distracted and still find damage. But if Hero's looking and he feedbacks the Raven, obviously it just gets potentially very low on life and does definitely lose its energy. Storm drop coming in, guys. 10 seconds till Storm's ready. I thought he was about to go in and unload before Storm finished for a second. Would have been bad. Tank only does 40 damage to a High Templar. They have 80 life. So as long as you don't take a second shot, because they're not armored units, you'll be fine. Storm's done. I'd love to see him go for it right now. Yeah. Usually you only get about 5-6 SCVs with this. Let's see how he goes. Oh! Okay. All right. I think he'll take that, guys. I think he's pretty happy with that. He's like, oh, your Raven killed 2 probes? Guess what? I'll kill 11. Dude, that's a big wave there. This is one of Hero's best build orders. I really feel like the Robo first into 2-base Storm drop, delayed third, not a massive probe count, but you have this explosive splash damage is so huge. Now, Hero just saw a double drop go north, and he's not even moving to respond to it. This is the most Hero thing I've ever seen in my life. He's like, oh yeah, I just saw a double drop go to my main. Actually, no, he's got a few Zealots, an Archon, and a Prism drop. He's actually got his High Templar drop at home to defend. Ooh, Medivacs barely don't see him. Oh, this is going to be messy. This is going to be really messy. Clem was not expecting him to be on this side of the map, not after sneaking a drop out. He knows Hero saw a drop leave. He's like, why are you on my side of the map? You just saw a drop coming away. Are you crazy, dude? Oh, the Widow Mines didn't go down. That's unfortunate for Hero. Does take the Widow Mine shots to the face, but because the whole army's coming back, this could go very badly for him. This could go very badly for... It will go very badly for Hero, in fact. He's going to get jumped on. Clem's micro is too good, man. Yeah, unless he snap recalls. He does... Oh, good storms on the Marines, though. But he's going to lose a lot of army. The rest of Hero's force does come in. At least he gets that Widow Mine, but losing 2 Zealots for it, not great. He's only got 1 Storm left. He's not warped in any more High Templar. He's going for it, though. Clem's overstimmed. Clem's overstimmed. Oh, good Storm. Great Storm there. And you know what? The Widow Mine's not able to connect their shots. Raven gets feedbacked. Colossus, he's going to Colossus. He's basically saying, look, you're going to be really good against Storm. Storm is really useful in this narrow window between like 7 and 9 minutes. And after that, the Terrans, especially Clem, are too aware of it. They're too good at it. I'll still warp in 1 or 2 High Templar using energy recharge, but I'm not going to overcommit. And he goes for 6 gases. He goes for Colossus. He's going to take a 4th base down here on the gold base next. I freaking love this play. Hero just feeling himself right now, playing a cool build order. And it's Clem, who's on Ghost Academy, but he's on single engineering bay Ghost Academy, which is not great. Oh. Takes out the first one. Zealot, Archon, tanks, and Widow Mine's getting hammered right now. Dude, he was trying to load up a drop to move out, but there's storms coming in. And you know what? I think... Oh my god, he doesn't even lift his command center. Check this out. Check this out. I think what happened there... Look at what triggered Hero's attack. Now, maybe Hero was already planning it. You know how he scanned here to try and clean up the observer. I think Hero saw that. Let's check. So he scans there. Oh, I think he was already planning to do it. Never mind. I think he was planning to do it anyway. Yeah, no, he was going to go anyway. Really nice win there for Hero. Well played. Well played. All right, guys. Hero down here in the bottom left. Remember, he's in game 5. He's going to make that famous Hero reversal complete. Problem, Clem already beat him in the upper bracket of this tournament, which means if Clem wins this map, he wins the whole tournament. If Hero wins... all it does is activate a final best of 3. So he will have to win this map and then win a best of 3 with 2 more games afterwards in order to win the tournament. Whereas if Clem loses this map, he can win the next best of 3 and still win the whole tournament, since he'll, of course, have won 2 series, whereas Hero will have only won 1. And It's the way double elimination works, right? Hero's already kind of used up his first life in their first run-in. He's going to make this exciting. Early probe here, harassing as well as he can. Now this is Errorholm, guys. Errorholm does have a high ground choked up ramp. Tanks get sieged in range of that. It's hard to move down that bad boy. Good, he forces the SCV off the line. This is really good progress. Delays the barracks a few seconds, which is nice. Of course, he's going to go core before Nexus if he remembers to move his probe there. Yes, he does. Beautifully timed. And you can see the probe just gently turns in a nice corner. And if that depot raises, it'll block him though. Oh, he gets out. Clem not raising the depot. It's not like it blocks him completely, but it just would have allowed him to get an extra hit on the probe a bit earlier. Make it hard for him to regen back up. Command center goes down. It was delayed by a couple seconds, nothing too crazy. And it is Marine into Reactor. Interesting. Don't see Marine into Reactor too much these days, do you? Not at the pro level. This build kind of sucks at scouting, but I guess he decided, hey, it's probably hard to get up and down this ramp. They often wall this off probably with... Actually, I don't even know if you can wall this one. This one looks really hard to wall off. You look like pylon gate core, maybe? Core gate pylon or something like that. You can probably wall it off. But this optimizes your early Marines. Don't waste money on the Reaper, which means your factory's down at a good timing. Like it's a nice build for Clem. But it's less interactive and has a bit less scouting. Zealots coming over. First Adept's coming out. You can see that's shading forward. Second Adept has also been chronoed. Heavy pressure for Hero. That's what he started the series with. It's what he's going to finish the series with as well. Zealots into Adepts. Twilight Council starts at 2 minutes 40. Already losing building time on the natural. And I like the Zealot pulling back. I think that's a very good call. Let your shields regen. You can see 7 seconds out of combat. Shields start to regenerate. And now that there's an Adept here and a Zealot, the Marines are in trouble. Oh, but the Adept finishes its shade. Bit of a mistake there for Hero. But at least the Zealot lands a few hits. And does get himself 2 Marines. But man, that Adept never should have gone down there. He could have delayed this a bit longer. Now, if the Zealot pulls back and regens shields, that can help. The Adept does not finish off the weak one, which is a bit sloppy. Zealot trying to poke in there to distract a little bit. And with only a single Marine out, does actually buy a few hits of damage. Adept should finish that Marine off, and indeed it does. Units lost, guys. 5 Marines for a Zealot and Adept. I think this works out perfectly fine for Hero, especially since you've delayed your opponent's Expo. You've got the second gate, the Robo on the way, and it feels like Clem here reeling a little bit after the momentum shift in this series. This is not Max. This is a much less predictable player, and I think Clem kind of struggling to get in his element against a guy who is more dynamic, who's objectively far sloppier than Max on all of the fundamentals, which I guess we have to hope that Clem doesn't disrespect his opponent. I think one of the things you can make as an opponent of a player who plays a wild man style is you can go, well, look at all these mistakes he's making that a better player like Max would never make. You gotta realize that he's infinitely better than Max at making game-winning plays, right? Max is a very solid player, much more well-defined on the basics. If he could see those Hellions, it'd be huge. This is a 3 Hellion drop, guys. Cleans it up. Ah, no, he's actually going to do the 3 Hellion run by. So the Marine drop's going to go in the main to distract, and he's going to try to run 3 Hellions in the natural. But there's Stalkers already here. Do they see it? They see the medevac. They see the medevac and the Hellions. This is actually probably good for Hero. I think it's way better to see this before it gets to your base, because even if this turns bad for you and you lose a Stalker or 2, you've got 3 gateways. You can warp in more, and this makes it hard for Clem to move across the map. Clem does get rid of a Stalker, though. This one up here is going to get caught as well. And you go, okay, I lost 2 Stalkers. That's annoying. But it's not, I lost 8 probes from a friggin' run by in my natural and 3 Stalkers and 10 probes in my main to the Marine drop. So you can see he's back in his face, but Link's ready now as well. Oh gosh, don't lose the Prism. But with Blink, there's no real fear. Fighting on the map right now for Clem is actually bad. Very bad, because you can always pull these Stalkers back, but you can see when the Marines turn to run, they're much more cumbersome. It's a clumsier composition. Doesn't have the same elegance. Great pickup on the Prism there to disengage. And now you rotate to that main base. He doesn't have the wall off ready. The main base is a bit open, but the Hellions force a recall of a single Stalker. Is a single Stalker recall. That's actually really good, because he thought it was more than 1 Stalker he forced back. Otherwise, the Hellions could have committed in there, couldn't they? Not sure if that was a 300 IQ move or a misclick for Hero, but it works out as the 300 IQ value that he gets for it. Prism is incredibly low, but the auto turrets have been forced to use defensively. The Unsiege tank will put a timer on this, and Hero is going to have to recall out. No, we waited too long. Viking was very early. Who builds a Viking that early? That Viking. Guys, we got to put credit on Clem's name. He just killed 4 Stalkers in a Prism. Because that was a good move for Hero. You might think, why didn't he recall? What a dumb move. Guys, who has a Viking out at 6 minutes? At this level, Clem never has a Viking at 6 minutes. This is specifically a reaction to the situation he found himself in, where he knew that Prism was a problem, and he knew he needed a bit of extra insurance against it. Like, that is actually one of those really, really big things. He also couldn't recall because it was on cooldown. But in general, there is no reason for there to be a Viking out for another 20, 30 seconds. Obviously, it works out amazingly for Clem, but we've got to put credit on him. That was actually really smart to rush the Viking out as fast as he did. Very good play there for Clem. Incredibly early. Now, obviously, there's going to be one guy in chat who's going, well, people always have Vikings at 4 minutes. That's when you're playing against Stargate. You do not build an early Viking against a blink play. He knew it was a blink play. He did not think this was a Stargate play, so keep in mind that's a very different situation, guys. Piggy's just following your Bronze to GM guide. It's a scouting Viking. You're not wrong. The scouting Viking is something that we taught people to land it in the base after scouting with it for a few episodes. Yeah, it was fun. It's totally what he was doing. Clem learning from the guys who are better than him. What can I say, you know? He's like, Silver League, Bronze to GM guide? Oh, yes, this will help me. Clem up 20 supply right now. He's down 2 workers, but I think killing those 4 Stalkers just took so much momentum away from Hero. 3rd command center's there. Stim shields +1, and the 2 medevacs are out with 2 more building. This is Clem's time to take map control. It's when those upgrades kick in, that's when you get on the map. And of course, Hero trying to make magic work and just get value out of anything. 3 Marines, that's excellent. Excellent play by Hero getting 3 Marines there. He needs bits of value like that. He's going to try and expand to the top left. Now, if you look at the architecture in front of it, going to try and control the watchtower, this whole area. I don't like this 4th base for Hero. Reason. If Terran takes this base, look, he can have like a spread behind these ledges with like tanks and stuff. It's going to be hard to deal with. On the other hand, if you get rid of the early tanks, and he's mostly just on biomine, which is what Clem does every single game, then he's not necessarily going to be able to take as much advantage of it. Likewise, this base also does have some scary like rocks and cliffs and stuff for it. I think he should be fine with 2 Colossus out. 3rd one will be building, no doubt, after the Warp Prism. 4th Nexus in the top left. He's willing to give it up if Clem's army finds his way over there. I think the lack of observers is the thing that Hero is trying to skimp on. Hero's basically said, look, in this game, I know I'm behind after losing the Stalker drop. I know I'm not in a great spot. He's down in workers. And he said, okay, what corner do I cut? I am not going to build observers. I'm just going to build army, get to the 4th, get to the probes, make that +2 attack. He's got extended thermal lance. He's actually going to get in the face of Clem. Now, breaking Clem here seems like a long shot, but there's only 11 Marauders, 22 Marines. If those Marines get focused by a few bad Colossus beams, you don't have enough to deal with the Zealots. The Zealots get rid of the tanks. You know, the Zealot Stalker is a very big problem against just the Marauders and Siege tanks. It's the 6 Widow Mines and the 22 Marines that are needed to deal with those 22 Zealots. Let's see how those Widow Mines land and how those Marines fire. First Widow Mines landing some decent shots. Tanks firing really well. Hero tries to get the Raven, but he just can't quite. And it's a very good start to the fight for Clem. He's ahead 1,300 resources. He's got plenty of medevac energy. He's going to juice up, heal those units. 4 probes being built at a time. Hero, he asserts dominance, gets in his opponent's face. And only then does he do stuff. Oh, look at that. Clem gets the Widow Mine. Gets the Disruptor. Does lose those 3 Marauders, though. So actually, good save for Hero. Yes, he lost the Disruptor for just 1 Widow Mine, but then he kills the 3 Marauders in revenge. Good trade for him. And guess what? He's up to close to 70 workers. I wouldn't mind him getting to 73, 74. He doesn't have a second forge, and that's going to be a problem. I actually think he should go +1 armor instead of +3 attack here. See if he does. Yeah, he starts +1 armor. He's playing single forge. As long as you keep chronoing that forge, you can do it. I think single forge is very viable if you play Storm and Colossus and Disruptors, because you're using a lot of splash damage, doesn't rely on upgrades. Problem right now is that Raven's going to find this top base, spam out some auto turrets, then I think Clem will split a double drop in that north direction as well. Still only single forge. Second Robo's on the way. Hero is behind in the numbers, but he's committing. Committing hard. Gets rid of the tanks. Oh, pulls back. Okay, he's got to get out now. He's got to get out. He just expended a lot of zealots. He got a lot of Widow Mines, a few siege tanks, but he's got to be really careful with these sorts of trades, especially with the Prism going down. More zealots running across the map. He's on 9 gateways, 5th nexus down the bottom. Those auto turrets we talked about do land in the top. Of course, the probes will just go back to mining in a little bit, but he's got another 2 auto turrets he'll drop on the next base. So very annoying pressure out of Clem. He's going to find himself some value, and the work account still down for Hero. One has to realize whatever happens in this game, Hero is behind for a long time. Loses both disruptors to a dive. Oh, this is a disaster. This could be game-ending. That force field was clutch. Stopped him from chasing. SCVs are down here repairing the Medivacs and Vikings. Look at the efficiency for Clem. Healing the Vikings, healing the Medivacs. Raven pokes in, forcing Warpins at home, seeing what's going on. It is right now still a 3-gas style for Hero. Something he's been doing a lot of. He's got double Robo, +1 armors, about to finish. But of course, with Terran getting close to 2-2, does feel like Terran's going to hit 3-3. And Hero will probably be stuck on like just 2-2 upgrades, something like that, if we continue in the current vein. Both players maxed out. Clem, very defensive, trying to just hang on and survive. Weather the storm. Let the Protoss be inefficient. Let him throw waves of units at you. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Raven gonna get only 2 probes. Never mind, not a big deal. I thought it was gonna kill a lot more, but the battery really helped out there, and the probes did pull away at the right time. I'm surprised Hero never shift clicks these probes. Normally you can just shift click them to go back to mine, so you don't have to look back at it. But Hero has forgotten about those probes because he's busy on the front. Disruptor's going down, man. He can't be affording to lose too much of his army here. The Colossus in the... It's just pure Zealot. If those Colossus are gone, it's pure Zealot. The Stalker's trying to handle the Vikings. He gets rid of some of them, but he loses both Colossus. And he's only got 3 Disruptors behind this. Oh, no. Without Storm, I just don't think he can stop this push. No Colossus, no Storm. Against a heavy Marine Ghost army. No, he chases too far into the choke point. Hero, oh, gosh. He needs to keep baiting the stims out. This position is so good. He started 2 Colossus, chronoing them both. The Zealots pull around. Clem backs away. Clem showing a rare moment of caution, and I think it's the wrong move. I think Clem could have kept forcing fights there. Yes, he was a little damaged. He wanted to heal up, but I actually think it was the right call. I do also think Clem needs to build more Medivacs. He's only got 4 right now. His army's heavily damaged. Oh, big ambush shot gets 2 Ghosts and a Marauder as well. Zealots and Sentries are going to charge in here, but Clem realized he was coming from this angle. At the same time, Stalkers are in the south, taking out a Sensor Tower. Zealots doing some damage. You don't want to get caught, though. You got to run away. Run away. Run away, Hero. Stalkers down there, trying to get a command center, perhaps. I mean, he could maybe try to click the command center, but I don't think so. I think running around is the best move. You kept your 5 bases up here. You've got 2 Colossus out, 2 more buildings, so it's going to be 4 against 7 Vikings. Whoa, he blinks forward. Clem caught out in the open. As I said, not enough Medivacs here, and Clem, dude, he started building new Medivacs, but he's a bit slow on it, and he's actually left himself wide open. He's still up 20 army supply, though. Vikings will left off. Blinking forward for a Widow Mine. Absolute chaos energy from Hero there. Hero will need a 6th base down that bottom. He's sending a probe down there right now. Transfers workers from his main at 14 minutes. You're meant to do that at 8.5 minutes, guys. One of those things, if Hero could make a habit of that, it would just make his play so much more solid through this mid stage. But Hero is who Hero is. Auto turret goes down in the north. Raven up to only 7 kills. He's done a pretty good job of defending it with these batteries, I gotta say. Stalker's going to come in and take care of the Sensor Tower. Dude, the way he's dancing, and you can tell that Hero, inefficient on the units lost. But the psychological trauma, the overstimming he's causing is worth it. I actually think he's beating Clem right now, even while down in supply. Of course, if those Vikings take care of his Colossus, maybe not, but the Stalkers blink forward, start to one-shot those Vikings. Dude, these +2 Stalkers doing really well. The Vikings are gone. Oh my god, but he's chasing too far. Hero's chasing too far. He's got to keep it in his pants. He doesn't have a Warp Prism here, so as good as it is to shave at these units, he's got to be real wary. Those Colossus in the open. But, I mean, Clem can't afford to stim on this. Now, look how weak his army is, dude. Look how weak his army is. The Colossus can basically just stand and swing right now, I think. The Colossus doing so much damage. SCVs are going down on that base up there as well. Amazing fights for Hero. Dude, the lack of Medivacs, no Caduceus reactor, and just making him run around in circles, stimming repeatedly. I think Clem had him if he pushed up this ramp. I think Clem pulling back there, you could see, like I said, it's the psychological trauma of playing against Hero. Hero will attack you with a weaker army so many times, it's impossible to judge off of his behavior whether he's winning or losing, whether his army is big or small, because Hero's behavior is so unpredictable. And Clem, I think, ended up mind gaming himself, tried to make sure, he's like, I don't want to be over aggressive and throw the game, but by not going in there, I think he missed a big opportunity. Now, to be fair, it's not over. He's still up 20 army supply. 2 Colossus have gone down. There's only 2 left. Oh my god, they're gonna go down. They're gonna go down. That's big, that's big, that's big, that's big, that's big. Huge plays there, and Hero actually stays too long on this side of the map. Dude, he stayed way too long here. Disruptor's gonna try to cover his retreat. Can he land a Disruptor shot? I don't think so. Clem's watching. Does miss the first one. Second one's a bit too slow to fire. That'll get focused down. And oh no! Why is Hero probing? Hero was building 5 probes at a time for a second there. Where's the rest of his Colossus? His gateway count is still only at 9. He has 1,000 minerals. He hasn't transferred workers out of his main. Oh no! CLEM is gonna fight back. It was doing so well for so long. I still stand by my analysis that I think CLEM should have won up that choke point. But Hero overcommitted. He stayed too long. No Warp Prism over here. And Hero, he did some good damage, but he needed to back away, try to deny these edge bases with some Zealot or DT run-bys and wait for the reinforce. But any moment where he doesn't have Colossus, he's so much weaker. And remember, 3-3 versus 2-2. Did I not mention this a few minutes ago, guys? I'm not a prophet. I'm just a guy who watched what Hero was focusing on and could see if this game went long enough, we were going to be fighting with a double upgrade disadvantage in the long run, and that's exactly what's happened. Oh, dude, 3-3 Bio with EMP versus 2-2 Zealot Stalker is one of the most one-sided battles you can have. This is guys with muskets against dudes with machine guns and artillery support. It's not looking great. Disruptor shot does land, and it looks like down on 2-2 against 3-3, plus 2 ship weapons as well for those Vikings, making them so efficient. CLEM just had so many different things he was working on to improve his position in the future, whereas Hero, everything was about the here and the now, trying to get things done in the moment, and he just couldn't quite break through. What a banger of a series, though. The fact that Hero made that last game as close as it was, absolutely legendary. We've got to go back a little bit and just once again look at what point should he have pulled back exactly here, and would he have been ahead in a game-winning position or just a little ahead? Let's take a look at this, because this was a real tug-of-war, but with CLEM's production so close, I mean, at this point, having no Vikings, 1 versus 4 Colossus, that's a disaster. If there was a forward warp-in point and Hero had a few more gateways, I think he could absolutely win here. But without the forward warp-in point, he's rallying Zealot Disruptor across the map. I mean, I think this is really good for Hero at this point. I think that's still really good for Hero. Whenever the Bio runs forward, yes, they get a Colossus, but they clump up for the beams. And it still looks good. At this stage, this still looks good. But you've got to be wary about chasing too far here. And I think when that Disruptor whiffs, you can fade away. Why? Why can you fade away? Because Terran has 3 bases established. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases established. If you transfer your workers, you know, this base is half mined out as well. These patches are disappearing. You can grab a few of these, grab all the workers in the main, fully mining 6th base against a guy who's on 3 bases mining, you know, chrono the heck out of that forge, and really just ensure you have more gateways coming up and that sort of stuff. And I think if you start sending, you know, some zealots in, maybe not because there's a planetary, maybe not zealots there, but, you know, just keep multi-pronging, try to run past the planetary into the natural if CLEM pushes north. This should have been a very good position for Hero at this stage, but he's still fragile because of the situation in terms of the army value, and of course with 3-3 kicking in, we see things turn. Plus 2 ship weapons is already there for the Vikings. The Colossus were just attacking SCVs, not much else there. The Vikings really help out. They take out 1 Colossus, they bait the Stalkers in a bit, the Disruptor gets focused, the Colossus aren't fighting the army, the next Disruptor gets dodged. Just beautiful engagements here, and there's another good Zealot Stalker warp in, you might be fine. But without being able to get that extra Zealot Stalker warp in, CLEM pounces in between the Disruptor shots being available, the Colossus go down, and the whole game turns upside down. Beautiful play there with the 3-3 engagement timing for CLEM. GG, well played.